What if the very thing that's breaking your heart right now is actually saving your life? What if that job you just lost, that relationship that fell apart, or that dream that keeps getting delayed isn't a punishment, but a redirection? You're frustrated. You're tired of waiting. You keep asking, why is this happening to me? Stick with me for the next few minutes, because today I'm going to show you why everything really does happen for a reason, and how patience might be the most powerful force you're not using yet. Welcome to Bright Tales, where we share powerful life lessons through stories that can truly change how you see your world. If you're ready to stop fighting life and start trusting it, hit that like button and let's dive in. Let me tell you about a man named Ethan. Ethan was a lot like many of us, ambitious, hardworking, and full of big dreams. He grew up in a small town in the Midwest, the kind of place where everyone knows your business and expectations are simple. Get a good job, work hard, climb the ladder, and one day you'll have the house, the family, and the respect you deserve. Ethan poured everything into his career. He landed a solid marketing job at a growing tech company right out of college. For 8 straight years, he showed up early, stayed late, sacrificed weekends, and missed family gatherings. He believed that if he just kept pushing, success would come. Promotions, bonuses, the corner office, he could almost taste it. Then, one ordinary Tuesday morning, his boss called him into the conference room. "Ethan, we're restructuring. Your position is being eliminated. We're really sorry." Just like that, 8 years of loyalty vanished. No warning, no big severance, just a cardboard box and a security escort to the parking lot. Ethan was devastated. He drove home in a fog, replaying every late night, every skipped vacation, every time he chose work over life. "Why me?" he kept whispering. "I did everything right. What's the point of all this effort if it ends like this?" He spent the next few months angry, scrolling job boards until his eyes burned, sending out hundreds of applications with almost no replies. Bills piled up. His confidence shattered. Friends offered empty advice like something better will come along, but it felt like a cruel joke. Ethan started questioning everything: his choices, his worth, even his faith that life was fair. One rainy afternoon, feeling completely broken, he went for a long drive with no destination. He ended up at an old park where he used to play as a kid. Sitting on a weathered bench, he noticed an elderly man feeding pigeons. The man had a calm, weathered face and kind eyes. Something made Ethan strike up a conversation. The old man listened quietly as Ethan poured out his story: the lost job, the frustration, the endless waiting for things to turn around. When Ethan finally stopped, the man smiled gently and said, "Son, let me tell you about my horse." The old man's name was Mr. Harlan. Years earlier, he had owned a beautiful white stallion, strong, fast, and the pride of his small farm. One day, the horse broke through the fence and ran away into the hills. Neighbors came by shaking their heads. "What terrible luck," they said. "That horse was your best asset. Now you've got nothing." Mr. Harlan just replied calmly, "Good luck? Bad luck? Who knows?" A few days later, the stallion returned, and he wasn't alone. He brought back a whole herd of wild horses with him. The neighbors rushed over again. "Amazing! What incredible good fortune!" they exclaimed. Mr. Harlan smiled and said the same thing. "Good luck? Bad luck? Who knows?" Think about it. If Ethan had kept that job, he might have stayed comfortable but unfulfilled, never discovering his true passion for starting his own small consulting business that eventually gave him more freedom and impact than the corporate ladder ever could. The pain forced him to pause, reflect, and rebuild stronger. Patience isn't passive waiting. It's active trust. It's showing up every day even when you don't see results yet. It's believing that the seeds you're planting in the dark will bloom in their perfect season. I want you to ask yourself right now, what are you rushing to judge as bad in your life today? That breakup? That financial setback? That period of feeling stuck? What if it's actually clearing space for something better? What if it's building the resilience, the wisdom, or the character you'll need for the next level? In our fast-paced world, where we want overnight success, instant gratification, and answers delivered in 24 hours, patience feels like a lost art. But the most successful people I've studied, the ones who built lasting empires, deep relationships, and inner peace, all share one thing. They learned to trust the timing. Remember, the farmer doesn't dig up the seed every day to check if it's growing. He waters it, protects it, and waits. Your dreams, your healing, your breakthrough, they work the same way. How do you practice this powerful lesson in real life? First, stop the instant judgment. When something painful happens, pause before labeling it the worst thing ever. Say to yourself, I don't know the full story yet. Good luck? Bad luck? Who knows? This simple shift creates space for peace. Second, focus on what you can control. You can't force the timeline, but you can control your effort, your attitude, and your gratitude. Keep showing up. Keep learning. Keep growing. The universe rewards consistent action paired with patient trust. Third, look for the hidden gifts. After Ethan lost his job, he started journaling. He reconnected with old friends. He took online courses he never had time for before. Slowly, new opportunities appeared, freelance gigs that led to his own successful business. What feels like loss today might be making room for your greatest gain. And finally, hold on to faith, whatever that looks like for you. Whether it's spiritual faith, faith in yourself, or faith in the process of life itself. Patience becomes easier when you believe you're not walking this path alone. Listen, if you're watching this right now and you're in the middle of your own, why is this happening season? I want you to know, you're not alone. This moment is not your final destination. It's part of a bigger, beautiful story that's still unfolding. The pain you're feeling? It's forging strength. The waiting? It's building character. The closed doors? They're protecting you from paths that weren't meant for you. Everything happens for a reason. Your only job is to stay patient, stay grateful, and keep moving forward with an open heart. If this story touched you, if it gave you even a little bit of hope or a new perspective, do me a favor. Drop a comment below with one situation in your life where you're choosing patience today. Share it so others can be encouraged too. And if you're new here, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new tale from Bright Tales that can transform your mindset. Remember, life doesn't always make sense in the moment, but when you look back, you'll see how perfectly the pieces fit together. Trust the process. Trust the timing. And most importantly, trust that you are exactly where you need to be right now. This is your reminder. Keep going. Your breakthrough is coming. And when it does, you'll understand why you had to wait. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay patient, stay strong, and remember, everything happens for a reason.
Your child just came home from school, quieter than usual. You ask what happened. They say, nothing. But deep down, you know something isn't right. Here's the scary truth. Bullies don't pick random targets. They look for something specific. Something most parents don't even realize they're teaching their kids. But what if you could make your child almost invisible to bullies? Not by making them aggressive, not by teaching them to fight, but by building a kind of confidence bullies simply can't break. Stay with me, because step number 3 might completely change how you prepare your child for the real world. A 2024 study found something shocking. Kids with a specific type of confidence were 82% less likely to be targeted by bullies, 90% more likely to handle conflict on their own. And here's the twist. It's not about being tough. It's not about standing up or fighting back. It's about something much deeper, something psychologists call emotional armor. Emotional armor means this. Backhand index pointing right, your child understands that other people's opinions do not define their worth. Sounds simple, right? But here's the problem. Most parents accidentally teach the exact opposite. We teach kids to care deeply about what others think. And that's exactly what bullies feed on. Because bullies don't just look for weakness. They look for reaction. Research shows bullied children often have one thing in common. They react visibly. Their face drops. They look down. They tear up. Or they get angry. That reaction gives the bully power. But kids with emotional armor? They don't react the same way. Not because they're pretending, but because they truly don't believe the words. And that changes everything.